Hey guys, I hope you've been finding these videos very helpful. I answered a couple questions in the comments. I'm not a doctor. I won't ever claim to be. If you do have challenges that you're going through post-surgery, I always encourage people to reach out to their specific doctor and just get checked up. I did have a couple questions. I did have a request for an update, so I am here to get you guys caught up to where I am now about 11 weeks out. So we'll start around 4 weeks. 4 weeks, I got a little bit of hip pain deep in that joint. I told my surgical team about it. They do believe that it might be compensation pain, but it has not gone away with PT. So I do have an appointment this Thursday with a specialist. And they also said the same thing. They do believe that it might be some compensation related pain or because it's on the left side. I did have surgery to address nerve pain on the right side, so it is very possible that I was using this left leg to do everything: stand up, get down, squat down, do whatever I needed to do. So we're gonna look into it. I want to make sure everything's okay. I put a lot of miles on these hips. I have hiked a lot. I've moved stuff up, and I live in a 3-level townhouse, so a lot of up and down stairs, up and down the stairs, and that's one of my favorite things to do for exercise. There's some stairs at an old toboggan run out here by me. I think it's 156 to the top, and I go round and round and do them over and over again. But not since surgery, not since before surgery for a while. But anyways, let's get caught up. So week 4, I did dog sit for my dad and my stepmom. I did take some precautions. I brought foam cushions with me to support my back and my legs. I did find that I needed to kind of work from home in a circuit. So, I would set up at my stepmom's office desk situation. I would set up, they have like a bar height table in the dining room, and I worked from there. And I also worked from the recliner, which the recliner and in a reclined sort of position, back supported, but legs kind of like that, was the best way for me to get comfortable. I tried to keep in rotation. Because again, you don't want blood clots, you don't want muscle, atrophy, that kind of thing. You need to stay active and kind of move around a little bit while you're healing, because even in that sort of reclined position, eventually I did get some fatigue in my legs or my back, and I had to change positions. So basically I set up at the office, I set up at the bar top height table, I set up on their recliner, I've set up similar on my chaise. And that really worked for me. I did try to take little walks when I could. I think it's important, again, even if it's just up and down the block. My dad's house has a pool, so I did some walking in the pool. It's, I think, like 26 feet around, and I would just go around and around and around. I'd set my watch for 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and just walk in the pool, and that was really helpful. I played ball in the yard with the dogs, chucked a tennis ball for a little bit, but I did try to be cognizant of, that's a lot of movement. My shoulder hurt from doing it so much. But I was able to do that. I had 1 or 2 days where my back burned a little bit. When I brought that up to my surgical team, they said sometimes that compression can be irritating. So just to, again, be mindful, kind of work in a circuit, try sitting at the desk for a little bit. Sitting, that was not good. I will say probably within 10 to 15 minutes, maybe 20 max, I would start to get burning in my back, and I would need to change. So standing desk for a little bit, sitting on the chaise for a little bit, repeating around. And I know it's kind of a pain in the butt, but you got to do what works for you. You got to sit when you're comfortable, or however it is, sitting, standing, reclining, whatever works for you, do that, Again, whatever feels right for your body. 6-week follow-up, I got to see my entire team again. So Dr. Patel, his physician assistant Jeremy, and they brought in a resident too, who's going into orthopedics. So I was very excited about that, to share that I do believe that my story is a success story, and that I think it is very impactful to talk to patients, even if they're feeling it. Because they did ask me that. They said, do you think the 2-week and the 6-week appointment is redundant? I personally don't. I think it is important, not just for me to say on email or a phone call like, hey, I feel better, guys, I'm fine. Because I do think that sometimes people are not honest in those situations. They won't say, oh, well, my back feels better, but my hip has pain. And I did bring that up. Again, they believe it's compensation pain, but I am still getting it checked out this week. So like I said, I believe it's important to have that FaceTime with your physician. I think them assessing you, checking mobility, I was terrified when they went to do a hamstring raised, that it was going to send that pain zapping down my leg. And when they did it and I didn't have pain, I almost cried. I mean, it was amazing. And I do truly feel like I'm getting my life back. So I said, I think that it's important to see my face. It's important to see my body language. Those assessments are very reassuring to kind of put me through those flagging tests to see if I still have nerve pain in my back, that flex foot test, you know, and moving your hamstring. I was so scared, but I was so relieved when they did it and it didn't hurt. So again, a confidence builder for me. I was released for PT. I was very excited about that. I found a place right here in town that has been doing a great job. We worked on core strength, flexibility, balance. And that was one thing during my assessment that was weird to me. Not scary, but kind of like, hey, your body's been through something traumatic and you're not ready to go yet. So I will say, they put me in front of kind of like a ballet bar, and they said, what we want you to do is not use your hands, you know, cross them in front of you if you can. Bring one foot off the ground and just stand there. We want to see how long you can do it in a minute without putting your foot down. And I think within 5 seconds I had to put a foot down on the left side and the right side. My balance was shot. And I've never been somebody who's been unsure on their feet. I mean, I've done so much hiking and climbing and stuff like that it really kind of blew my mind that my balance had been severely, I shouldn't say severely impacted, but on one foot I was definitely taking a tumble. So we've been working on that, and it's getting better. I have good days, I have bad days. But for the most part, I am seeing improvement. I have at-home exercises that I do. I see them every Tuesday and Thursday, and I will see them every Tuesday and Thursday, I think, for 6 weeks. And then we'll reevaluate and see if I need some additional PT, but I think we're doing pretty good. That hip pain is still there. Again, it has inhibited some of the progress we've been making at PT, but I don't think it's related to my back. I think it may be a compensation injury, or it may just be a joint issue. But glad to be getting it checked out, and if there's PT that can fix it, great. If there's an injection that'll fix it, okay, we'll try that. If it's more surgery, I may put that off until after the winter here in the Midwest. I don't want to try to be skating around on ice and snow with any kind of hip surgery. So that gets us to 11 weeks. I was off pain medication relatively quickly. I was off my anti-inflammatories relatively quickly because it gave me some stomach upset. I still ice on occasion if my back hurts. Sometimes I give it a little heat if I need to. Again, my team has told me, you know, do what feels good to you. If ice feels good, do ice. If heat feels good, do heat, you know. So I hope that gives you guys a little bit of hope. If you're struggling, you know, like my team told me, recovery is not linear. You know, good days, bad days, good days, bad days. And I've had my share. You know, initially I got probably too active too quickly, you know, trying to run errands, trying to grocery shop, trying to do things around the house, clean, you know, that kind of stuff. The things that go to the wayside when you're recovering. And then you start getting back to normal life and you're like overwhelmed that, you know, you have to take a break. You can vacuum, you know, the living room, and then you got to take a break. And you can do the laundry, you know, and then you got to take a break. And again, I'm still trying to be super patient. You know, I realize I'm only 11 weeks out from surgery, which is blowing my mind, but I do feel more confident in my back. I feel more confident that this will not be an issue going forward. And again, if there's questions you guys have, let me know. I think I'm going to put together a separate video real quick to kind of show you the foam pads that I'm talking about, and some stuff I had around the house during my recovery that I found helpful. Yeah, so that's it. That's everything. That's where I'm at 11 weeks out. Again, I hope this gives you some hope and some confidence that you can be feeling better. You should be feeling better. And if you're not, advocate for yourself, because that's what I had to do for 8 years. I can't believe it took this long to get here. But yeah. So let me know if you guys have any more comments. I think I'll try to give some more updates, maybe not like on a weekly basis, but, you know, when we start hitting some landmarks, you know, 6 months, a year, that kind of thing. But I do try to pay attention to comments. I do try to pay attention to questions and get back to you guys in a relatively timely manner if I can. So, yeah.